didn't see you there.
So I had absolutely no music audio, so I just guessed. So that probably didn't sync up whatsoever.
It didn't. It wasn't even close, actually.
Yeah, I had zero music audio in my headphones. No idea why, but that's life. Let's roll.
When the beat dropped, I was like, okay, he didn't change it. What's going on? But we're done with that. What's up, boys?
What's up, man?
You know, I
Hump day.
it is hump day, and on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Shit.
I got pink on my sweater.
That
Oh,
works.
I got pink lemonade.
That works. We Gucci. We Gucci. Well, I just passed 100 miles in March, back-to-back months. Running.
That is.
Well done, buddy.
That's good. That's good shit, man. That's big news. I got big news too, actually. Final podcast in the apartment that I live in right now. Moving this Saturday.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
Thank you.
To Iowa. So wait. Are you staying in your time zone?
Yes. Yeah, I'm moving literally like a half a block away from where I live right now. Bigger place. More room. Bigger yard. Garage. Adult stuff.
That's breaking news.
Breaking news.
Well, that would have been last week's pod. I've been in this place for a year, so that was last week's news.
Right on, man. Congratulations.
So,
You did it.
Big boy stuff, you know.
Isn't it crazy being an adult? It's just wild. Blows my mind every day thinking about the crap we have to do.
Roll out of bed and you got to go to work, and you're like, adulting.
Every morning.
Well, as far as what breaking news goes, I usually give score updates, and it's on commercial, so I can't give a score update.
I have a score update. The Knicks are beating the Heat 48-46 at half.
So there is a team beating another team right now, but it's on commercial break. That's what you're telling me?
And Avalanche player probably scored a goal. We don't know who it is yet.
You're probably right, but give it about an hour and 10 minutes, and then there'll be some goal scored.
But the NBA game that's going on reminded me. LeBron James is now the second softest NBA player because Joel Embiid is the softest because he's out playing right now.
Facts.
I don't know.
He's still in the lead for MVP because
No, he's not.
He also got shut down and thrashed by Jokic yesterday.
No, he ducked Jokic.
He didn't play.
That's what I mean.
He ducked Jokic. He's no longer in the league on the sports books. And the last player to play less than 70 games and win the MVP happened in the 70s.
You know what happened the night before Embiid ducked Jokic? Jokic and the Nuggets beat the Bucks as well.
Yeah.
We on a roll, baby. We rolling. We getting hot at the right time. Momentum.
How many games has he played so far?
If he plays every game from here on out, he'll play 68. Jokic has already played 67.
Jokic got that dog in him. That's why.
Dat pad and dog. No.
I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid still does win it, obviously. But if he doesn't win it, he has no right to complain. That's all I'm going to say about it. Like,
there we go.
And if he does win it, everyone has every right to complain.
Yeah.
Do they though? He averaged 30 plus for 2 months straight. And at the time, the Sixers were the number one seed, or they jumped from, I think, the sixth to the third? And he was averaging 30 plus points a game. And while Jokic was having his downward, and the Nuggets in general were having their downward slope. So
you're talking 2 month period of time versus the 4 game period of time.
Well, he's averaged that for the year, or not for the whole year, obviously, but for most
I'm
of the year.
referring to your Nuggets and Jokic downside. That was 4 games.
Yeah. Where's
Not
Embiid's downside? Not playing a game. That's not really a downside.
Yeah, but
your availability is your best ability. What do you mean?
Yeah, but
And this is consistent Embiid behavior year in and year out.
you're right. You're right.
there's a stat thing that like can predict the MVP winner, and it's generally been right.
Mhm.
And from what I heard, it's like 70% Jokic. The only reason Jokic is not going to get it is because he's got 2 years of it already. That would be the only way he wouldn't win it. Because
Player fatigue.
yeah, it's not Embiid deserves it more. Point like
I mean, Embiid is averaging 33, 10, and 4.
that. Yeah, what's Jokic averaging?
I'll have to look it up.
25, 12, and 10.
Triple doubles are overrated.
But
So
he's
he's been the number 1 seed in the West the entire season.
more points per possession. Like points per possession matters more than points.
We'll have to see what happens.
Indeed.
I understand. Beat is soft as hell. That is soft.
We've known that. He literally missed games to poop. Like, we've known that. He had tummy problems. We've known this. This is nothing new.
And right when he dropped that thing of like saying like, I don't know what more I have to do, man. Shut up.
About play.
And that was talking NBA.
Stop.
Which LeBron did come back, and they lost in his game back to the Bulls. Which, coming off the bench, getting his legs under him. We'll see.
He's soft too.
The correct word is flaccid, Joe. Come on. How long have you been on this podcast?
You know our word.
Flaccid.
SAWFT.
That'll also be another merch shirt at some point in time. It'll just say the boys and flaccid. That's it.
Flaccid.
Or just flaccid. Just flaccid across the chest. That's it.
Yeah. Wait. Why is there 2 tickers that are making sense for today's?
I don't know. I kind of put together one but didn't finish it.
Sorry, we're not a sponsor. We don't have Blue Chew as a sponsor. So,
Yeah.
Yet. Allegedly. When Blue Chew's a sponsor, we'll fix that problem for you.
Joe will never be flaccid again. But 4 hours or more, you should consult a doctor.
Facts. Only take 1 Blue Chew responsibly.
Be responsible.
Allegedly. Yeah, let's just start with the most annoying topics.
I was going to say, speaking of allegedly, a lot of alleged news coming out on Mr. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
Which, titled appropriately, Rodgers drama, which I'm so tired of seeing. I'm so tired of hearing about it. So tired. This is more exhausting than Brady and the Patriots going to Super Bowls, like 10 years out of 20.
I'd rather him just retire every year and go to a new team.
Play for all 32. Get it over with.
No, but the news I heard was the Packers allegedly are backing away from trying to get that 13th overall pick, the first round pick, and a few people are speculating that it's be more so of 2 second-round picks with 1 potentially turning into a first based on probably games played, performance, yada yada yada.
I'm just starting to not like Rodgers at all. That's my big takeaway from all of this last 3 years of it. Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you don't, is it even worth it with a guy that how many years do you guys think Aaron Rodgers truly is going to play? At most, obviously at least 1, but
I don't think he's really showed signs of slowing down.
No, but I think mentally more so he's shown signs of disinterest, losing interest. I don't want to say disinterest, but almost losing interest and being more interested in kind of everything going on else around him.
It's the shrooms, bro.
Hell of a drug.
Honestly,
But
the reason he didn't retire this year is because Tom Brady would have been the head of the class in the Hall of Fame.
And I just don't see him playing more than 3 years at most. I'm thinking like 2, but 3 years at most is what I'm seeing him play. Like, is it really worth giving up potentially a second round pick 2 years in a row?
If you think you'll win the Super Bowl, yes.
Right. Do you think the Jets are in the position to win the Super Bowl if they get Rodgers? Personally, do you think?
They have a very good defense, young players. He's not the only piece. I'll say that. They need more.
Right.
I don't know that their defense is like very good. Like,
it's good enough.
Yeah.
So as far as more goes, do you think they can accomplish getting more within 2 seasons? Getting the more they need to get to that Super Bowl push, Super Bowl win. Because they've got pretty good weapons decent weapons at this point. I wouldn't go pretty good, but they've got decent weapons at this point.
They do, but okay. Go back to Devontae Adams last year with the Packers, right? What is the real difference between the Packers and the Jets? They have a young, dominant corner. They have a good wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. They have a good running back, Aaron Jones, Breece Hall. Good offensive line. Well, what is the true difference? Like, if he couldn't win it with the Packers, what's he going to do in the AFC where it's actually tougher?
The true difference, which is the most concerning for me, is play calling. Sure, Hackett's there, but he didn't call plays in Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't, and very differently. Like, if he has a good season, it's probably similar. Instead of the AFC Championship, he probably makes the AFC Divisional because the AFC is tougher. Like,
yeah, you guys still go against Burrow and Mahomes and Allen.
Yeah, like, I mean, what does it really change?
The talent level of teams in the AFC. If the Jets find a way to sneak into the playoffs, I see them very easily being a wild card bump, a one and done.
What are the chances, since we're talking about Rodgers, and then we can move on? What are the chances do you think the Packers keep him, but start Love?
0%.
I think that would be the greatest.
I think that would be a wild move, but I don't think that's going to happen at all.
I think you can. Like, I
think you got to cut Rodgers before you can do that.
Well, not only that, like, you'd have to play him and try and up the trade value type deal.
Yeah, try to trade him mid-season.
Like, you can't sit him. You can't cut him with that money.
Right. Like, but the trade value, I mean, if you're talking getting into August, early September, I mean, there's no trade. Nobody's going to give up a high pick for him. You're for a backup quarterback. I know it's Aaron Rodgers, but he's still the Packers' backup quarterback. He's expendable as far as that goes. Nobody. I mean, you're looking at 5th, 6th round draft picks at that point.
I mean, I would legitimately just hold on to him. He's going to get paid either way from the Packers because his contract is crazy. So if they trade him, they're still paying part of his contract anyways. Just move on, have him on the bench, play Love.
Are they taking a big hit with the trade no matter what?
Yeah, it's all
they
contracts.
Are? Okay.
Do that. Yeah, all contracts do that. Especially when it's that big. Yes.
Because sometimes they'll work out we'll pay this amount, that amount deal.
You can work it out in the trade who takes on what parts of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
But most likely they'll be paying most of it. Kind of like how the Texans paid $6 million of Brandon Cook's salary in that trade.
Well, yeah, because we're talking. I mean, if we're still talking 1st, 2nd round picks, I mean, Green Bay is definitely taking on the majority of that contract. If the Jets were taking on that contract, they'd be talking mid-round picks.
At this point, move on from Rodgers and get fucking Lamar. Like, he's younger. he's going to make your team better for longer.
They can't.
They can try.
No. Okay. The problem with what Lamar is demanding, right, is he wants tons of guarantees, right?
Good segue.
He wants tons of guaranteed money.
Allegedly.
Whether it's it's not allegedly.
No, it's not. I'm sorry. No, it is tons of guarantee, no matter what. No matter what.
And with guaranteed contracts, you have to put that all into escrow, right? There are not a lot of like these owners have tons of money, but it's more in assets, not in liquid cash. So you have to put it all into escrow. They can't do the guaranteed into escrow. Like they don't have the liquid cash to do it necessarily. Some of them don't.
Right.
That is the biggest problem as to what the whole ordeal is coming to. Now, granted, I think I heard earlier this week, like they have until, because a deadline passed now, they have until March 31st of next year to put that into escrow. But if he still wants, let's say 150 million guaranteed, that's still 150 million you have a year to raise.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. And the Packers, they are not owned by an owner; they are owned by the city. The
Packers have a tough situation with that, but like as far as 150 million goes, I mean, still have a couple shares. I mean, you got that money.
Packers for Lamar. Let's do it. Rodgers, Lamar.
Packers are a tough situation with not having a true owner. You know, it's hard to escrow money. You know,
they do have a true owner. They just have a lot of minority owners. Ted Thompson is the owner.
Because I've been looking around, like trying to think of possibilities, and I really like the Atlanta fit as far as like a team fit, and just. But I don't know that they can do it.
Well, they also said they don't want him. The Colts and Falcons have said that they don't want. Whether it's allegedly or not, they did say it. Whether they're telling the truth, they did say it.
The person I think is crazy enough to do it is Irsay.
I do think that too.
Irsay is crazy enough to do it.
I personally think the Browns ruined the QB market by giving Deshaun Watson that massive contract of guaranteed money after all the baggage he comes with, and that's what Lamar is aiming for.
I still date it all back to Kirk Cousins.
That was 84 million guaranteed. We're talking 250 plus.
But that was 84 million guaranteed when the top quarterbacks were making 30 million a year, and he got $1 million a year guaranteed.
To be fair, that was also back-to-back franchise tags that he paid on, that he played on, where he was getting 30 million and then 40 million, and actually the 84 million a year for 3 years was less than what he was making.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
And Vikings in the offseason and or free agency or trades are not the brightest franchise. Herschel Walker.
You'd say that, but not Justin Jefferson for Stephon Diggs.
I mean, they just got younger. The production's the same since then. They're pretty close.
But I don't know. I don't
They only got Jefferson because the Eagles suck at drafting receivers.
Who's crazy enough hasn't money?
I think Lamar and Rodgers both have handled their situations horrendously. And I almost think Lamar is really close to nobody wanting him.
I don't know. I don't know that I can ever support a MVP caliber quarterback not having an agent, because you have to be in those meetings and the owner is going to disrespect the heck out of you to try and get your deal down.
Yeah, because he's trying to justify paying you less while you're trying to justify you're getting paid more.
That's why you need a middleman.
And also, have we ever had the Lamar YouTube video that he said unnamed interviewer was going to interview him, ask questions? I don't think it's happened yet. And this is going on 2 weeks. Like Lamar's just he does need an agent. It's cool. He wants to represent himself, but he's making it way worse for him, and he's going to get to the point where teams are going to blackball him. They're not going to give him the money he wants. He's not getting that by anybody, or he would have already have it. He would already have it. You don't think so? You don't think if a team wanted him that bad, they would sign him?
I think
he's 25 years old. He's a couple years older than people entering the draft.
If the people have the money to do it, right? As a running the business, right? If I was the Colts or the Falcons, I would wait until after draft day to sign him. I would collude the heck out with him. I would have the offer on the table saying, we will give you this paper as soon as we make our pick in the first round.
They can't do that, though. They can't talk to Lamar directly, which is why he needs an agent.
I understand. But, like, I think those two teams, as soon as they make those first picks, they're calling up Lamar. I think it's more, why would you trade a top 10 pick if you don't have to? Like, as a businessman, as a GM who's made it to the top of that field, why would you do it? It doesn't make sense if you don't have to.
And here's the thing, and Jimmy, I think you might disagree with me on this. We might be thinking of totally different things. But here's where I think everything changed. When Lamar announced that he requested a trade directly on March 2nd, he announced his goodbye tweet just yesterday or 2 days ago. But going back to the Ravens is not an option. And the way it changed is at this point, it sounds to me like Lamar would be willing to do a tag and trade as opposed to offer me a deal and see if the Ravens accept it. That's where I think it changes. I don't think it doesn't necessarily have to be a first this year at that point because he can figure out a trade package, sign the franchise tag, and go to a new team. That's where I think it changes. But I think no matter what you guys are saying, the teams are afraid of the money he's going to ask once that trade is made. So I think the trade is easier to be made because the Ravens aren't an option anymore whatsoever, as far as it seems. But the money's still big and the money's still scary, especially for the style of quarterback that he is.
And he hasn't played a full season since his MVP season. Like, these are all facts. And so he's making himself untouchable. Allegedly or not, we know he wants guaranteed money north of $133 million because he already turned that down.
But did you guys read his goodbye tweet to the Ravens?
No. So I'm so over Lamar and the Rodgers.
The last part I want to say about that tweet is it really sounded in there like he is very willing to sit out. It sounds like he is very willing to not play this season. Which I think would be the dumbest. That's what I was going to say. I think that would be the dumbest move for his career, but it sounds like he's sticking to his guns, essentially.
You think that'd be dumb for a quarterback?
To sit out the year?
Yeah.
As far as his value goes, yeah. His career-wise, it might elongate it, and for a guy that plays the way he plays, it might help him in the long run. But I think it hurts his value, and as far as the money he wants, which is the big kicker right now, as far as why he's not being traded for or called.
I think Wilson plays a vital enough position that doesn't really hurt him. I think I thought it would really hurt Le'Veon Bell because he played a valueless position, but at quarterback, I think it's valuable.
That's still not to say anything gets done next season. I mean, Ravens still have his rights. If he doesn't sign the tag, it's as if this never happened. So they're back in the same boat next season.
And also, if he sits out a year, then guess what? That is another year he didn't play a full year of football. So I think it does hurt him. He needs
That's why
to
I think
show
it hurts his value.
a full season.
Career-wise, it might help him because of how he plays. I just don't
asking for $100 million plus guaranteed. He needs to play. Sitting out is not going to help him. He's going to help him get away from the Ravens. If that's his only goal, then shoot it.
Okay.
Shoot a shot.
Yes, but now hear me out. Hear me out, right? Let's say the Ravens are done with his shit if he sits out this year, right? They don't tag him again or whatever the hell, and he goes signs a 1-year prove it deal, right? Plays that entire season because he's completely fully healthy, hasn't taken wear and tear on his body that he has for the entire time because he's had no receiving options other than Mark Andrews. He's been that entire offense. He's had no running back to help him. Like, I'm critical of Lamar, but it's more like I think this would be beneficial for him. He takes a 1-year prove it deal, balls out because he's talented enough to ball out, and then he'll sign a massive deal then. Like,
hey, I was all over Lamar MVP type season. I was all over that.
I just don't think it's possible with the weapons they had. Because if you look, since they lost Marshall Yanda, he hasn't really done much. I don't know. Their line has looked worse the past few years. That's all I know. And that was really the only thing that they had that was going good for him because they didn't have any receivers or running backs for him. But that's besides the point. So I think it's beneficial for a quarterback because, like, even with the way he plays, he's playing until he's 33.
So
like
8 more years.
So he sits out this year. He still has 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just don't know that it's going to help him because it's going to be 4 straight years he hasn't played a full season. And yeah, he's getting healthy, but like he balled out the MVP season, hasn't played well since, or he's played well, but he hasn't had a full season since. Like it's like
he's also had no help around him as far as like somebody else to take the hits.
Name Tom Brady's best wide receiver in New England.
But he had people to take hits. He had running back take hits.
I got nothing.
Like J.K. Dobbins missed 18 months.
Yeah.
Like Hollywood Brown, he was a first-round pick, gone well early. Like,
but he also requested that trade too.
Yeah. I think it's a dang shame that they can't draft any wide receivers. They do such a great job drafting, except at the wide receiver position.
The Eagles can't draft wide receivers either. It's okay.
Oh no, Devontae's not bad.
Well, they took Rager over Jefferson.
Yeah, but Rager was projected to go above Jefferson. That was just Jefferson balled out.
Yeah. I got nothing. This whole Lamar thing, can we just not talk about Lamar until something happens?
Until there's some news that isn't alleged.
No, until he's signed a deal with another team.
I'll drop the Lamar talk if you drop bringing up LeBron.
We have to talk about LeBron.
We have to talk about Lamar.
Okay, that's fine. We can talk about Lamar. LeBron is and you brought up LeBron first.
I know that was my segue of talking about Embiid ducking Jokic.
At least LeBron is coming back from injury and going to play.
Coming back from injury.
He's still playing.
I didn't have to look at the screen to know what Joe just did.
There's people who think Lamar had an injury and just was sticking it to Baltimore.
He had
So
to go
at least
poop.
LeBron is coming back.
He had an emergency poop. Stop judging him for that, okay? He came back and played.
I understand.
So at least LeBron is coming back to help his team. Get,
I feel like that's a good deal.
for what?
I feel like that's a good deal. I'll drop talking about Lamar if you drop talking about LeBron.
You brought him up. And as long as the Lakers are in playoff push and close to the playoffs, we have to talk about LeBron because they're going to be a playoff team.
Lamar's contract is going in crazy. We have to talk about Lamar. Once again,
Lamar has zero contracts, zero offers, zero nothing but drama. When LeBron is eliminated from the playoffs, we can stop talking about LeBron.
We won't talk about Lamar the rest of the offseason if you don't mention Trayvon Diggs once all next season.
I haven't even talked about Trayvon Diggs at all.
I said all next season. I didn't say you were talking about him. All next season.
That doesn't make sense. That's regular season.
Can't talk about him. How bad do you want us to stop talking about Lamar?
You can talk about it all you want. It's just very annoying. We've got nowhere.
I agree.
We've got nowhere since the middle of last year.
The whole speculation
stuff started.
The whole speculation game is annoying as crap.
The Ravens don't want him. If they did, they would have signed him 2 years ago. They don't think he can stay healthy. Why would any other team think that? Even if he takes a year off, he's a complete and total gamble. He might as well be Calvin Ridley.
So, do you think Lamar Jackson is still going to the Washington Commanders, who have a fresh bid of $6 billion on the table?
I don't think Dan Snyder's going to take it.
Lamar Jackson?
No, I don't think Dan Snyder's going to take the $6 million.
What was my question?
But then why? What? Was that supposed to be a segue? Yes, I still think.
No, I know. I'm just fucking around.
I still think Lamar could go to the Commanders. But
you don't think he's going to take the $6 billion?
I think he will.
I don't.
Fully financed?
I don't think he will.
Or fully funded? I think it was. What's the word?
He's a stubborn old man.
He's selling a person he hates.
Magic Johnson?
No, I think so. If he doesn't sell, he's going to get voted out. He will. They were talking about that at the owners' meeting. The only reason they are not voting on it is because it looks like he's going to sell.
We'll see. I think he's going to try to get more.
If he wants more, he can get more. He just has to sell to an enemy. Bezos wants to buy them. He just refuses to sell to Bezos. If he wants more money, he could get more money.
We might have to go back to some NBA talk, guys.
Why? What's up?
Well, I haven't looked at the NBA standings here in a couple days, but the Dallas Mavericks have dropped out of the playoffs completely right now, and the Lakers are in the 9 seed.
Yeah.
Or the play-in game, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luka came out and said he's not having fun anymore.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. You know why? Because Luka's going to be a Nugget next year. Let's go, baby.
You don't want to do that.
I do, though.
That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense.
I don't care. I want it.
You don't want Jokic to be the second best player on that team.
I don't think he would. I think he's still number 1. Let me be a homer. I haven't been able to be a homer for a Denver team in like last season. Never mind. Sorry.
And the season before that.
Yeah. I lied.
The Nuggets are good. They're a really good number 1 seed to lose to the 8th seed. It's okay.
Well, the Warriors are in the 6th seed right now, so it's not going to be them. So that makes me happy as well. So far. Man, it is tight though. The NBA playoffs. Holy crap! Or the
West
the Western Conference.
with 7 games left. All the teams 3 through 10 are all like a game and a half or something like that. It's very close.
4 through 10. Yeah.
The bottom is awful though.
I think the Kings are pretty much locked into the 3 seed. But the Suns through, honestly, the Jazz, the 12 right now.
The Suns, Lakers, and the Warriors are the scariest teams in that bottom. Assuming health with Durant.
I think that there's only 2 Eastern Conference teams that have a chance of winning the championship.
But I think Durant now is playing tonight or tomorrow. I think he's back.
Talk about soft, man. Hasn't played a full season since he got hurt in Golden State, and that was 4 years ago. I mean, grow up.
But Joe, you think Bucks and Celtics are the 2 realistic Eastern Conference teams?
Only ones.
Is that because you think Embiid's soft?
What?
Is that because you think Embiid's soft?
I do think Embiid's soft. I also think Harden is soft. I think the Sixers are soft.
Very, very flaccid team.
Like
the Philadelphia, but no, I want the Sixers,
Philadelphia Flacids.
I want the Sixers to make it to championship to lose to the Western Conference.
To the Nuggets.
I don't care who it is.
To the Nuggets, and Embiid doesn't play a single game because he's scared of Jokic.
Fine, that'd be awesome. Fine. I don't care. I don't care if Embiid has he has the runs during their championship run. I just want the Sixers, another Philadelphia team, to lose in the finals, and then they can lose 5 straight because they couldn't do it for America. So why would they do it for themselves?
Embiid's so soft. He played in Denver since 2019.
He's so scared of Jokic.
Jokic.
He is terrified of him.
Didn't the Sixers literally own Jokic? Like,
not with Embiid playing.
Embiid played and absolutely had a beast of a game. I don't know if it was in Denver, but
no, he has not played in Denver since 2019.
Okay, well then it was in Philly, Embiid rolled him.
Yes, but he has not played in Denver since 2019.
How do you know he doesn't have sickle cell anemia or whatever? How do you know he can't play in Denver? Ike Taylor from the Steelers never played in Denver. How do you know he doesn't have that?
Ryan Clark did.
So, like, they didn't play Denver.
Ryan Clark did.
Did he have sickle cell anemia or whatever?
I don't know if that's exactly what it was, but he had something that related to his blood and the altitude.
Yeah. Maybe Denver should drop down and not be a mile high and be like just under a mile high.
He shouldn't be so soft.
Well, the stadium does sit slightly below where City Hall is, so the stadium isn't quite at a mile high. You know, in the stands you are. He's just soft. Just admit it.
I'm not admitting anything or denying anything.
But to be fair, I never liked Embiid. I don't like players that play that little. It drives me insane.
And also Harden collapses in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, no, I would love to see the Sixers lose the finals, but it's not going to happen because they're not going to make it.
Has Embiid even won a playoff series?
I think they did last year or 2 years ago. I think they did. I'm not 100% positive, but
I don't. If he has,
they lost to Trey. The bubble year was the Trey Young, the Hawks, right? They lost.
Yeah.
Or was that the Knicks? That was the Knicks. No, that was the Knicks.
Last year in the playoffs, he played 10 games in the playoffs last year.
So that means they won a series.
And then 11 the year before, so
they won. Okay, so they have one series. I'm pretty sure he has.
So he played in at least 2 series.
I think the Celtics knocked them out both times because the Celtics kind of own the Sixers. But yeah.
Embiid's soft.
That's perfect because now, like when we get the audio back, I'm gonna take all of these old ones and start posting them, and then when they get to this episode, and they're gonna have like 10 seconds of nothing, and be like, "What the heck happened?"
Just beat is soft.
Well, speaking of soft, I think it is time for everyone's favorite segment, Flaccid Joe.
Even flaccid.
There's a pile of poo in the middle of the room. You can see it every day on the comic tube. Take a sip of coffee, defecation begins. Pretty soon you'll see that shit-eating grin. The turds tumble, food for disgruntled, involuntary virgins, trousers unbuckled. About a half hour in, the diarrhea begins. Splatter.
Is anyone else's audio just not working at all for that?
I heard it completely.
Okay, that didn't come through at all for me.
You've been freezing a lot though too, so you're poor and have cheap Wi-Fi.
You in the Walmart parking lot?
Yes.
The move, did they shut off your internet already?
Are you on your data? What wife watching Netflix?
Yeah. I have a chew in and I don't want it to get into my chewing tobacco. That is true though. I am.
I'm sorry, I thought you were still talking to your wife.
She's trying to talk shit.
Oh.
She's like, "Are you embarrassed to take your probiotics on TV?" Like, no, I just have chewing tobacco in and don't want gummies to get into that.
I literally only heard you say Viagra. Not a sponsor.
Ooh.
So we are definitely not the most flaccid podcast ever.
Yeah.
Right now, maybe, but not all the time. Quick XFL news. The Roughnecks lost 2 straight, and the Sea Dragons have won 4 straight. And we all have the same record of 4-2. All of our teams are awesome. So Gucci with Ben DiNucci.
XFL.
Which that works perfectly for me because I'm wearing a Des Bryant jersey. Which Des caught it. Anywho,
wasn't a catch.
It was. Anywho, can we do it? Can we do it here? Ready?
Baseball sucks.
Baseball
Baseball sucks.
sucks.
Baseball sucks.
Baseball sucks.
Baseball sucks.
See, I feel like when we try to time it, we all try to do it just really slow and it fucks it up real bad.
I feel like you've been lagging a lot lately, though. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like you've been kind of Walmarting.
But also opening day coming up.
Facts.
Fun times.
Yeah, facts. And
The Cardinals rookie. Hopefully he gets to swinging the bat right again. 20 years old. Pretty good. Good young kid.
and let's switch it to just baseball. Joe proposed that we do some sort of baseball challenge before we came on, and we agreed. And we're going to draft 3 baseball teams apiece, and we're going to keep tally as the season goes on for most wins and runs scored, and see whose group wins.
Yeah, it was just an idea I floated out there. Just, try and keep a little bit talking about baseball rather than chant.
Better than the baseball sucks chant. That's fair. And also, I'm sure we'll pick the playoffs when we get there. And 6-7 months.
For now.
We'll get there. 182 games to go. Or is it 162? I don't even know. 162?
Yeah.
Whatever. So
9 innings to go, buddy.
9 innings to go. Oh, you're starting over with your 9 innings?
Over?
Yeah, I took your advice on the preseason kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. And it's
spring training.
It shouldn't count when you're watching America's team.
Yeah, I mean, it's America.
You had to watch it for America.
Exactly. It's my civic duty.
If you don't root for America and live in America, you're a terrorist.
Yes, that is treason, and you will be charged.
We will decapitate. We would legitimately cut you out of the pot if you didn't cheer for America. It would just be me and Joe. The boy.
America!
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
America.
Any of it though, so I technically
America. Fuck yeah. All right, so since I know the least about baseball and baseball sucks, can I have the first pick?
absolutely.
No. It was Joe's idea. Joe should get first pick. You can have second pick.
All right.
No, I can see the Jimothy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
I'm writing these down, or you can also write them down. But
picking this team because they always are. Whenever I watch baseball, it's usually in the playoffs, and this team's always playing in the playoffs, and they spend a lot of money. Give me the Dodgers. Got to be a good pick, right?
I would say so.
Yeah. Throwing in the runs really mess with me.
They have goals for that.
I can't do it. Personal reasons, can't do it. Who I think should go number 2, can't do it. Refuse. I'm taking the Atlanta Braves.
Solid number 2.
And then I'll take the Spankies.
That's the team I couldn't pick them.
Rizzo power, baby. That's all I'll say.
Morals.
He's probably looking at last year's standings.
I am. No, I already knew I was going to take 2. I'm looking at the standings for who I'm going to take 3. At 2, I got to go with my team. They're going to get some hits, might score some runs, probably going to lose a lot of games. Don't make sense because both of their teams were in the finals of the World Classic. Give me the Angels. Probably a horrible pick, but I don't care.
Both of the teams, it's Trout and Ohtani.
Huh?
Both of their teams. It was Trout and Ohtani. That's it. It was players, not teams.
Oh, my bad.
Well,
yeah.
Technically,
you know what I meant.
Ohtani, Japan. But
that's what I meant. Ohtani, Japan, Trout, America led their teams to the Classic.
Yeah, the Angels players led those teams to the Classic. The Phillies players ruined the Classic for America.
Mm-hmm. And the Angels somehow will still suck, but I'm going to take them.
Ohtani's going to probably have like 300 strikeouts, 50 home runs.
Can we add strikeouts to this? Can we add? Can I have like plus 10 if Ohtani throws over 100 and has exit velocity on a hit over 100?
No.
Fuck. All right, move on.
You can have plus 10 if the Angels come in third.
That's fair. I'll take it.
If Joe agrees.
They have. Wait, well, I'm debating in my head on who to pick next.
We're just talking out our ass.
I'm debating on 2 teams. Based off of me picking the Braves, I have to go with the other one. I'm going with the Padres.
Okay,
That's That's a good pick.
Ton of firepower. They got Juan Soto, Tatis. They got my guys. Got to go for them. They play in one of the harder divisions, though, so I kind of hate it.
That's going to be them and the Dodgers. So
I don't doubt the Mariners yet.
well, there you go. My second pick, pretty predictable. Give me Chicago, the Cubs, of course, not the White Sox.
You picked the worst of the Chicago teams?
No, I didn't. No. On paper,
Would you place a wager on who wins more games?
pick the White Sox with your last pick, and we'll find out.
If the other team I'm thinking of is still there, I might have to pick them, though.
Well, it's Jimothy picking, so
Jimothy is going to have to pick the Mets.
That was the other team. They had Scherzer and Verlander, the two old guys.
Bro looked at the standings, said the Mets won 100 games last year. What is this, 1985?
Verlander,
What the hell happened?
Scherzer.
I'm 100%. He said he was looking at 100-win teams, and he's like, ooh, the Mets.
What?
The DeLorean hit 88 and went back in time.
But with everybody picking their teams, I can't let my team slip. I got to take the Cardinals.
Okay, with last pick, trying to think of who's still out there that's gonna put up some runs. I'm looking for high powered, not necessarily.
I got you. You're gonna want to take you're gonna want to go like the Athletics or the Rockies route, maybe the Pirates.
You know what? You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. Give me the Astros.
Bro, you don't want the Rockies and Chris Bryant? I thought that was your guy. Cubs fan. What kind of fan are you?
Is Chris Bryant on the Cubs?
No, but he's the most famous Cub of all time. He won the World Series.
I would argue that would be Rizzo and Bryant together.
I would argue the most famous Cub of all time is Slam and Sammy.
I'm Rizzo together.
No, Slam and Sammy.
Not Bryant by himself.
Slam and Sammy.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you either. Or actually, I would probably I would disagree with you. And let's play two, Ernie Banks.
No, Slam and Sammy.
I mean,
so what is pretty interesting as of right now, all three of us took the top 6 power ranking baseball teams and our own favorite teams.
There we go. That's how you know we know baseball. We know balls.
My favorite team's in the top 10. Just saying.
Oh, fact check.
You are wrong, sir.
My team is 10 in the predicted.
According to CBSSports.com, you are 11.
The thing I listened to today literally said we were at 10, but it wasn't CBS Sports.
The internet doesn't lie, Joe.
Abraham Lincoln said that.
I've read it on the internet. It doesn't lie.
Abraham Lincoln said that in Ford Theater.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why John Wilkes Booth, went John Morant.
Who's at 10 on that?
Mariners. And Brewers are 12.
Does it have the whole? Does it have all of them?
Yeah, I've got it all here. Want me to go through the list?
Where are the Cubs and the Angels?
Let's see. So Cardinals 11, Angels are 14, and Cubs are 22.
All right, Cubs about to be top 10 at the end of the season.
One more time.
Where are the White Sox?
The Whitecocks are 19.
Huh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to listen to you when you said the Cardinals were 10 and he said they're 11.
Well,
Your facts are you're broken, man. Broken.
Your baseball knowledge is not credible anymore.
Yeah, absolutely not credible at all. You can't dispute. You can't say one thing incorrectly and then be like, oh well, that's factual. Oh what? No, that's not how this works.
I didn't know that there was a different one that had mine at 11. That's fine.
Hey,
I'm interested in who the top 10 are.
Top 10? I got
get
you.
off your Cardinals podcast and listen to real news.
Do you want 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Baseball. There aren't any Cardinals ones, sadly.
1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
10 to 1.
10.
Mariners, Phillies, Rays, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, Braves, Padres, Astros.
Mets are 4th.
What they got them.
Phillies are 9th.
Yep.
That losing for USA really hurt them, huh?
Well, they lost Reese Hoskins too.
Philly can't keep their players.
To injury, I'm guessing.
I don't know. Hey.
That's what I'm like. This little blurb that they have here, it's talking a lot about players being injured.
Baseball opening day starts what?
Friday, I think.
Friday? So it is game 1 of 162. These standings are going to change 162 times. They're going to go all over the place. There's going to be a time when the Cardinals might drop 5 spots, but then gain 10 spots. Like it's just going to a lot of games, a lot of games.
And the hometown Colorado Rockies coming in hot at 28.
Spicy,
killing it. Hey, you're not last.
All right,
you're not. At least we're not Oakland. Okay.
Since we're talking baseball, who's your NL and AL? Who's competing for the World Series? Just off the cusp, who you got?
Angels, Rockies.
I hate you.
But was I wrong?
We don't know.
At least I got ALNL, okay?
I would have laughed so hard if you picked double AL.
Right. Well, no, probably.
No, you can stick with your pick. That's fine.
Whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. Why not? Angels, Rockies. It can happen.
We can adjust. Anything can happen. It's game 0. Joe is thinking really hard about this. Give me the Padres and
Dodgers, Mets.
That'd be interesting. Yankees, Mets.
Ooh, that'd be wild.
Give me the battle for you, New York. I'm going Yankees, Mets. Starting at game 0. Then we can revisit this at like game 50 and see if we change our minds.
Oh, give me
Cubs. Oh, Joe, that's so nice of you to pick the Cubs, man. Thank you.
From the AL, I'm going with Toronto. Give me the Padres in the NL.
See, that was going to be my pick, and then he said the Mets, and I was like, ooh, New York. So, I mean.
Toronto and who? Sorry, one more time.
Toronto and San Diego.
Oh, he's making this official. All right, so we have our teams. We have our World Series picks. I think we only got a little bit left to talk about. I want to talk about March Madness. The only thing I want to say, Texas made it around farther than I literally said that they would. My bracket was the last one to lose the last member of the Final Four of us 3. And go Florida.
Can either one of you pull the standings up? I haven't looked in a few days.
No.
I might be able to pull it up on my computer.
I entered mine, and I sent you guys a link, and I have not looked back.
Yeah.
This has been absolutely crazy.
Dude, it was the, the first Final Four without a top 3 team.
That's insane.
And I'm going for Florida Atlantic, honestly. I'm going for Florida Atlantic Miami championship for all the marbles. Go
All
Florida.
Right. I've got our standings here if you want to hear them.
Sure.
Which I think I don't think any of us have any teams left, right? We don't have any Final Four. All right, so I guess this is it. So coming in third place with 390 total points is Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph. Second place with 420 points, giggity, would be drumroll please, the biggest fraud on the podcast, Mr. Jimmy Hot Takes.
Let's go.
And I got 450 points.
But I got 420.
Yeah, so realistically, you won, but
I keep winning.
Playoff Jimmy.
This has been the definition of what March Madness should be. I love it.
Also, the guy that knows absolutely the least about college basketball won the bracket. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
510 points? Dang!
The reason she was rooting for Gonzaga and Kansas State.
Hey. Would you pick two hot teams? I mean, you're going to score a lot of points.
As much as I love Joe and Ryan is not competition.
I forgot it's madness.
Hey, the method to my madness of picking actually wasn't horrible, it turned out.
Well, it's all good. I just want to say shout out Iowa in the women's bracket.
No, don't. No, I'm saying don't disrespect the real team as Caitlin Clark.
40-point triple-double.
The first ever more than 30-point triple-double, and she
either
triple-double
in either men or women.
Yeah.
Let's go Iowa. Bring it home.
No, let's go Caitlin Clark.
Let's go the Iowa Caitlin Clarks.
Oh my God. She's insane.
Did you see her the trash talk?
No.
There was she did a foul or something, and that someone on the other team was talking to her. He's like, "You're down 15. Shut up."
Well, I know the Bucks were up on them for a little bit.
Hey, the only time it matters is when that clock hits zeros.
Yep. I was just shouting out Jimmy's Buffs a little bit.
Hey, go Iowa. Let's go. Florida in the men's, Iowa in the women's. And by Florida, I mean both Atlantic and
UConn. Let's go UConn.
Well, they're the highest seed, but it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I always like UConn's always been my favorite Big East school. I always root for them.
If they lose, they're going to be a small East school.
Okay.
I got nothing. You know what's small? The number 0. You know what's cool? The NFL's allowing it.
I think seeing a punter wear number 99 one day is going to be even cooler.
Wasn't it that kicker, the one kid with the glasses from Georgia who wore 99?
Yeah.
He
actually had a surprising resemblance to Rodrigo.
Yeah, that guy. Didn't he wear 99 though?
I don't know. But I hate the 0. It's awful.
I love it. And Micah said he wanted it, but it looks like it might go to Curse on the Cowboys. And Calvin Ridley, huge gamble last year. About how much money did he make? 0. That's the number of jersey he's going to wear next year as well.
Also, Timothy, you should be on my side about hating zero.
Why?
Coach Prime said, "Why would anyone want the number 0? That means you're nothing." Coach Prime is on my side.
That's
Agent
okay.
Zero.
I don't have to agree with him on everything. I still love the man.
Prime is
Agent Zero. Agent Zero.
Joe, still
It's-
can't be wrong,
Zero.
man.
0 is an awful number for a jersey. It's just bad.
I'm telling you, whoever actually ends up in Dallas with the 0 jersey, I'm getting it. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're gone next year. I'm getting that 0 jersey.
It's gonna be Cam Newton.
I think it's going to be Curse. But Timothy, will you be on board? Whoever the Broncos have number 0, will you get number 0 with me?
Depends who it is.
Just to spite Joe. Okay, just to spite Joe. Do you want to get
Depends who it
custom?
is.
Do you want to get custom 0 jerseys?
Kind of do, actually. Because
Let's
I
go.
am nothing. I have nothing. I'm dead inside. I have nothing.
0 is a cool 0 number. I don't know what's more confusing, to say that 0 is a cool 0 number, or that you did the number 0 and then wrote out 0. I'm
That's some Matrix shit right there.
Let's go. Imagine if Tua switched to 0, because that's how many more concussions he can sustain before his career's over.
Imagine if he switched to right-handed. Wow.
You said it, not me. I love it. You love it. Joe hates it.
It would have been more comical if she would have said, "I made 0 cents," but whatever.
Big missed opportunity. Big missed opportunity. The big.
You'll get him next time. You'll get him next time, champ.
Next time. So I think let's see.
Joe's looking over his shoulder, waiting to get something thrown at him.
We kind of teased on this last week.
He's downstairs.
She's looking up the stairs right now. We teased on this last week about who's going to get pick number 1. I actually said it. I'm sticking with it. C.J. Stroud. I think he's number 1.
I agree.
I don't think there's any controversy. I don't think there's any secrets. I don't think they like anybody more. I really don't. Because if they did like someone more, they probably could have got them at no, they were at 9, right? They probably could have just traded up to 4 with the Colts.
Yeah, I think if they don't go Stroud, they're definitely going Anthony Richardson. I think that's the only person they would jump up, is because they got wowed with athleticism at the combine. I wouldn't do it, but I think that's the only other option in their mind.
But who gets pick number 0?
Pat McAfee. Fuck it. He deserves it.
I mean, it's probably going to be C.J. Stroud. I don't think it should be, but I think it's probably going to be.
Who do you think it should be?
I think it should be Bryce. Bryce.
I think those are the 2 options. I don't think Anthony Richardson should jump them just because he had a heck of a combine.
I don't either, but we see it happen every year, unfortunately.
I think it's Stroud Young.
He was mocked in the top 5 prior to that. Everybody knew he was an athlete. I don't think he should be 1. I don't think he deserves to be going above C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. I think
that's 1 too.
He should be the 3rd quarterback off the board.
Which would be like pick 4 or 5.
Yes. Pick 4, Colts. Makes some sense. Pick 5, Seahawks. I've seen that floated around a lot, that he can then learn underneath Geno. I've seen that floated around a lot.
If the Seahawks draft him that early, he's playing. And they just signed Geno. I don't think there's any way they draft a quarterback that high.
Yeah, I don't even think Richardson should be the 3rd quarterback off the board, just based off of athleticism and stuff. I think on the field production is more important to me. I would go Levis before Richardson, personally.
Speaking of Levis, did you see his bulked up?
What was that, Joe?
Levis is Paxton Lynch 2.0.
I think Anthony Richardson's a bust as well. So I mean,
But did you see Levis bulked up though? If you didn't, you should look
Yeah.
up those photos.
no, I saw those pictures.
Oh my goodness.
I like I said, I would take Levis before Richardson, but I think they're both busts in my mind. I don't think either one's going to end up being a good NFL quarterback. Successful NFL quarterback, I guess, would be better.
That would be another thing that me and Joe would agree on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Caleb, tank for Caleb all day. Let's go.
Tank for Caleb. Tank for Caleb.
I'll say some wild stuff if we keep talking about Caleb Williams. Don't.
I will save it on next year's draft podcast.
Anthony Richardson, it depends where he goes. Like if he goes to the Colts, I actually think that's a pretty good fit. Like Shane Steichen, what he did with Jalen Hurts, I think his floor gets raised to where I don't know that he's a bust. Him, it's scheme fit to where if I think he's going to be a bust. Levis, I see a path to success, but I think it's more likely he's a bust. Who's the kid? The kid from Stanford would actually be like who I think is the third best quarterback.
Tanner McKee.
Yeah, I think he's probably the third best quarterback in the thing.
Hendon Hooker's been getting a lot of traction lately as far as like a late first round pick.
He played in such a system that I just don't know.
Right.
I don't know. How Tennessee called plays, I don't know.
But
it's mostly because of how many of these quarterbacks are being talked about at the top of the draft is why Hooker's name's being talked about being slipped into the end of the first.
Yeah. Hooker because he has the ACL injury.
Mhm.
He's 5. He played in offense where you don't know how it translates. I wouldn't.
What's
that
cat's name that came out of Oklahoma State a few years back? Late 20s, kind of similar guy.
Brandon Weeden.
Mm-hmm.
He was 28 though.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of significantly older, 3 years.
Isn't Stetson Bennett older than Lamar?
Yes. But Stetson Bennett isn't projected to go until like day 3.
I mean, back-to-back champions.
Yeah.
PFF has him the ninth best quarterback in this draft.
Has who?
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
I mean,
out of 10.
He can come to Dallas in like the 4th round.
If somebody from this class is going to be Brock Purdy, it's Stetson Bennett.
Mr. Irrelevant?
No, like come in and actually look really good.
Be successful right away.
Successful.
And look Purdy.
Expected it.
That was a missed opportunity to say look Purdy.
Yeah.
Bennett was what, a 3-year starter?
I don't know.
And
I know there's at least 2, but
I don't know. The fact that he won 2 back-to-back national championships and he's the 9th best out of 10 shows you we got some studs. In this draft.
I do agree with Joe. If there's going to be a guy late round quarterback that comes in and finds a way to have some success, I think it's Bennett too.
Yeah. And back to the number 1 overall pick where you guys were saying CJ Stroud and why I would take Bryce is if Bryce was 6'2", is it even up for debate as to who the number 1 overall pick is? If he was 6'2".
He's not 6'2" though.
I know.
I don't think it would be up for debate. I think he would be like by far the number 1 overall pick. But his size, dude, really does scare me. Really scares me.
It scares me as well.
Not as far as being a passer, a quarterback in the pocket, just the hits that he's got to take. Now, granted,
is he smaller than Drew Brees was?
Oh yeah.
Drew Brees was small, but Drew Brees was bulky.
Yeah, he's small.
I think he was 5'9", 5'10".
Same exact height as Kyler.
And Kyler had been what?
But Bryce Young does have a lot of similar traits as Kyler, as being very escapable in the pocket. He's good at not taking huge hits.
He's good at maneuvering the pocket. He's not good at like running athleticism wise. He's
Right.
good at the pocket.
He's elusive in the pocket, though. He can find a way to not take a huge hit while sitting in the pocket.
He's going to Houston.
The draft
Still scares the crap out of me.
The draft is more betting on upside to me. That's why I take the bigger swings generally.
Then the biggest swing is Richardson. That's the biggest swing. That's the highest upside.
That is the biggest swing, I would say.
It is, but it's also got a much lower floor. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
His floor is only he gets hurt.
Cam Newton 2.0.
Bryce Young's floor is he gets hurt. He can't sustain the hits. Like, if he can sustain the hits, he's a top 10 quarterback pretty easily.
We'll find out when he is with the Texans next year.
I mean, they signed Tunzel. They've been working on their own line. It could work. It could work.
If you look at like quarterback traits and everything, he's like, he doesn't have the strongest arm in the class. That's probably Levis. He doesn't have the best deep accuracy. That's probably C.J. Stroud. He's not the most athletic. That's Anthony Richardson. But if you look at like diagnosing the game, like all the stuff that's truly important at quarterback position, Bryce Young has every single thing he's the best at.
Too small.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's a thing.
People were saying Aaron Donald was too small, and now look at him.
He's also like 500 pounds of muscle.
It's like people were saying that.
Yeah, but bro's a tank. People said Emmitt Smith was too small and too slow. I get it. But who's the successful short quarterback not named Drew Brees?
And Drew Brees is 6 foot, so.
Okay, then who's the successful short quarterback under 6 foot?
Russell Wilson.
Is he under 6 foot?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's 5'11".
Oh, we're splitting hairs. Under 5'10".
I don't know how many quarterbacks there have been under 5'10".
I don't even know if I would say Kyler's been successful in his tenure.
No, he's also more of a runner than Bryce is. I don't know that Bryce takes as many hits as Kyler does, but Kyler is also way more built than Bryce Young is.
Well, we shall see. We shall see.
I would put money on it being C.J. Stroud, though.
I think the only successful quarterback 5'10" or shorter would be Doug Flutie. And he is 5'10".
Yep.
There's a guy named Eddie LeBaron who was 5'7", played for the Little General. Or no, he was called the Little General. Played for the Redskins.
But they also list Kyler now as 5'10" because he was 5'9 3/4", and you round to the nearest inch. So Bryce will be listed at 5'10" as well.
We rounded the nearest inch for everything. Everything in life.
Yes, that's why I'm 1 inch.
Allegedly. Well, I think that's pretty much everything. Bryce Young is also probably going to wear number 0.
I hate it.
I hope he does. I hope whoever the Broncos draft, I hope it's an offensive lineman that wants to wear number 0.
I'd be down. I'm down for him, man.
Here's what you should hope. For pure chaos to hurt me, the Broncos get CJ or Caleb Williams next year, and he wears 0. That would destroy me.
You think the Broncos are going to be bad enough to get Caleb Williams? Okay, then.
But that would be the thing that would like tear me apart.
Sitting right now, coming into April, who do you guys think gets the number 1 overall pick next year? Who's the worst team in the league in 2023?
Arizona Cardinals.
We're literally in the first 2 weeks of the start of the 23 season.
All I hear is complaints and excuses out of you, and Joe had no problem giving an answer.
That's because
name 3 defensive players for the Arizona Cardinals.
I can't. That's why I agree with you.
Name three.
Okay, three.
Plus, when's Kyler going to be back?
Buda
Exactly.
Baker. Buda Baker. JJ Watt.
Nope. Retired.
Darnell Dockett. He didn't say active. He just said players.
Name
You semantics. Fuck.
Buda Baker.
Who's there? Oh no, they just got that one guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Solid person. That's true. You're right. You named three. That guy counts.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna to poke the bear. I'm gonna say.
Also, if you guys wanted to know, you got Xavier McKinney, right? No,
I think he went somewhere else.
who's a linebacker?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
It's something like that.
Did you just stump yourself at your own question?
Oh no, I can. There's Wilson the corner. There's Isaiah Simmons. There's Buda Baker. Like I can name three.
There you go. There's three.
But I was trying to think of they drafted another linebacker that's like McKinney or something like that.
So I've been stuck on this Eddie LeBaron fucking situation this entire time. This 5'7" quarterback. Yeah, this man was Rookie of the Year in 1952, 4-time Pro Bowler, an All-American, 3-time Little All-American, which that seems kind of messed up.
That award was made for him.
The Little All-American. That is messed up, bro.
for this jersey right here, get a J and then do a whole bunch of spaces and then put an E. So then the 0 is the O.
Or just put boys. We shall get boys 0 jerseys. You down, Joe?
Facts.
No.
Facts. Shaylee will get you one, Joe.
A little.
Shaylee will get you a 0 jersey, Joe.
Well, we can make them all the Flint City Tropics. Come on.
Deuce Vaughn. Little. You guys know about Deuce Vaughn?
We're talking about little people. Trenton Holiday.
Deuce Vaughn.
Trenton Holiday was a boss.
All right, let's wrap this up with our running backs draft like we did the quarterbacks last week.
Ooh.
Let's wrap this sucker up. I'm gonna go ahead and write down the order. We're gonna go Jimothy today, then Joseph, then me, and then snake draft. So I have 3, 4, and so on and so forth.
I'm gonna forget somebody.
I think we all
Probably.
Are we going? We want to go to 15, or we just stop 12?
12's good.
Are we snaking again?
Please.
Yes, we're snaking. I said that.
Okay.
No looking at us, guys.
Yeah, no looking up. Off the cusp. Go. Number 1.
McCaffrey. Do you want me to give any explanation, or are we just gonna fucking rifle him?
Rifle him. We can talk about it later. We can talk about it afterwards.
Saquon Barkley.
You're writing it down?
Yes. I'll go Henry Chubb.
Henry Chubb. Give me Jonathan Taylor. And
wait, it's
sorry, Joe. My bad, Joe.
Is that who you picked? Oh, you picked John. Well, your audio dropped.
Oh.
So okay, now it's your pick. You got back to back, Jimothy.
Did you take
Taylor? He took Taylor.
All right, back to back. Give me
pause. I took Eckler.
You took Eckler. Okay.
See. Okay. See, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's got to be me, right? If I'm hearing both of you guys drop out.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, Eckler. Okay.
Give me Jonathan Taylor, and I'm still holding on to this guy, Dalvin Cook.
I think this is where the list starts to get a little questionable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of people. Is this like for next season?
Whatever.
However you interpret it. All of last season, next season.
Bijan Robinson.
Picking someone who's not drafted yet.
Yes.
It's his qualifications. That's what we did last week. His qualification for the top 10.
Back next year.
Okay, let's base it on current NFL players.
Brees Hall, then.
Like,
you just didn't want to have the Texas guy. I get it.
No, I wanted him. Bijan Robinson. No. You can't say a Texas player and then horns down. Like, that just shows that he's good. He's going to fall to Dallas. Dallas is going to get him. If he falls, Dallas will take him. I guarantee it. I bet. I'll bet anything on it.
I think he's going to fall that far.
I think Dallas will take him. If he falls to pick 26, Dallas will take him.
I think he falls farther than that.
I think if he's at 26, Dallas is going to take him. I unless Dalton Kincaid is there. We'll see. We'll do a draft pod before the draft, which is like what, 3 weeks away?
Roughly.
Okay, this is where it gets dicey. I'm gonna go surprise here. Maybe. I'm gonna go Tony Pollard.
I think that's a fair spot for him.
And I'm gonna say Najee.
Kenneth Walker.
Give me Josh Jacobs.
That's it. No more. He's 12.
That's the person I forgot. I knew I was going to forget somebody. Forgot Josh Jacobs.
My next guy was going to be Dameon Pierce. Just putting it out there.
We let the guy who led the league in rushing last year to drop to 12.
I still think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, honestly.
Probably. So
I mean, he's a 1 year guy. I mean, he's solid all around, but he was a 1 year guy.
Do you guys remember the order, or I can rifle them off real quick?
I remember my 4 and their order.
Okay, so we got CMC, Saquon, Derrick Henry. Any issues with the top 3?
I would go Nick Chubb above Derrick Henry.
That crossed my mind, but I would almost say Henry over Barkley.
I'd go Henry, Chubb. CMC, Henry, Chubb. That's how I would go. My top 3. And CMC, just this last season with what he did with the 49ers, put him back up there for me.
Someone knocking on my door. I'll be back.
Oh, you did that wrong. There you go.
He
kick me out.
I got you.
The reason I went with Saquon is I don't think there's a more gifted running back in the league than him. Right?
Yeah, and I guess with my logic of CMC and revitalizing his career with the 49ers this year, I think that argument I kind of have to give it to Barkley as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they basically did the same thing this year with their careers.
And Barkley did something the next 2 players mentioned were not capable of doing this past season. He carried his team to the playoffs.
And I don't think you can argue against Barkley carrying that team.
Neither Chubb nor Henry carried their team to the playoffs. And I think healthy, he's the best running back in the league. He can do everything. Like, McCaffrey has the weakness of strength. Like, he's not the power back. Saquon has literally everything. Is why I went Saquon. I would have gone Christian McCaffrey number 1, though, too, as well. But that's why I would have picked. I picked Saquon at 2.
Okay.
Do you have any objections to our top 3, Jimmy?
I would say Henry over Barkley as well. If we're just off of last season, then I think it's right. But
Out on last season and moving forward.
Like I said, I would change the top 3 for my personal top 3, but I don't hate our top 3 at all. I think our top 3 is very valid.
I think
depending on the way you look at it.
The only other one is to put Chubb in there and say if we go top 4 and say CMC, Barkley, Henry, Chubb, is there an issue with the top 4?
No. I might change the order personally, but I don't hate it.
It's the same 4.
Right.
Kind of like the quarterbacks. We agreed with the same 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of where you put them. And last week we forgot about Rodgers. This week we forgot about Jacobs. So I wonder which receiver or whatever position group we do next week that we're going to forget about.
There will be one. There will be one.
Which we actually talked about it off air for those of you, one of you listening.
Hi, Shaylee.
We're just going to pick a random position group every week. We're going to do it completely off the cusp. So we're going to miss some people.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the eye.
Yeah.
After Chubb, we got Eckler, Taylor, Cook, Hall. That's the next 4 to get up to 8.
Eckler's a guy that I battle myself about where he should be as far as a top 10, top 12 type of guy.
Well, he's the number 1 fantasy back.
Right. And I mean, he scores a lot of touchdowns.
He's also effective in both passing and run.
Mm-hmm.
He's effective, and he could also be replaced by Zeke.
It's just the thing with him with Eckler, like he just doesn't like what Joe was mentioning about Barkley. Barkley elevated that team.
Yeah, it was Barkley.
Eckler doesn't do that. He's a great piece on a team, but I don't know. He doesn't elevate the team, but I don't hate where he is. But like I said, he's a guy I argue with myself anywhere from like 6 to 12 on him. I always have no idea where to place him.
You don't think Eckler elevates the team?
Eckler? No.
As far as a skill position player, who do you fear more from the Chargers than Eckler? As far as a skill position player goes.
From the Chargers specifically, nobody, but I don't think he raises that team as far as being a scary offense.
Okay.
To where Barkley, you have to be Barkley, you're afraid of him beating you. Yeah, Eckler, I don't think is going to beat you himself.
But Barkley has to do that.
Right.
We did the thing with the name the defensive players in the Cardinals. Name the receivers on the Giants.
Isaiah Shepard.
Darius Slayton.
I'm out.
Yeah, and back to the Eckler thing, like with what Jimmy said, can be replaced by Zeke. I think Eckler is a guy in the Chargers offense that can be replaced and get similar production. I just feel like it's schemed up for him, and it's not necessarily all him.
Would you say that if he wasn't on the Chargers?
What's that?
Would you say that if he wasn't on the Chargers?
I don't know. He's not on. He's on the Chargers.
I think I would argue that for their receivers, because I think Eckler poses such a receiving threat that they are allowed to do a lot more. I think Eckler is the number 1 skill position on the Chargers, and I don't think it's very close.
No, I agree. I just don't think he makes the team scary.
No, but he makes them a playoff contender, in my opinion, is my argument for it. Like, I think if Zeke goes there, I don't know that they're a playoff contender in my mind.
I think they still are. I think it's more Herbert. I think Herbert's more of the guy that's bringing that team to the playoffs every year. Because, like you said, it's the receiving threat part of it, and he has to have the quarterback to get him the ball and everyone else the ball to make him that threat. Because you don't have a quarterback, you're not making the playoffs. If Herbert's not there, let me ask you this question because I just thought of it.
Trent
Daniel, if Daniel Jones is on the Chargers, do they make the playoffs?
I think so.
I think they probably lose one more game, so probably not. I think there is a discrepancy there. I did take Herbert in our quarterback draft. I think Herbert is very good. Do I think Herbert changes the outcome for the Giants? I think they make it just as far in the playoffs.
That's a fair take. That's fair. I think they win. Yeah, they probably make it just as far in the playoffs. I think they win more regular season games, but
yeah,
I think they make it just as far in the playoffs, which is what matters. But like I said, I'm arguing. I'm not arguing whether or not Eckler's a good running back. It's whether I think he belongs closer to 6 or 12. Or 6 or 10, I should say, not 12. That's where my mind argues back and forth.
Yeah,
he's definitely top 10. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's a top 10 running back. I just think I have him more like 8 to 10, somewhere in there.
I wouldn't be mad with Taylor at 5, Eckler at 6, but I think that's the top 6 is what we have. I don't know about. That'd be CMC, Barkley, Henry, Chubb, Eckler, JT.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the correct top 6 order. Changing it is what it is. I feel like that is the correct top 6. And then we did 12. So the end of the 10, we got Cook, Hall, Pollard, and Najee Harris. Because I vetoed the rookie that's not drafted yet.
Cook really confuses me a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
He confuses me too.
He is so supremely talented, but I don't feel it on game day. You know what I mean? Like I feel it
comes in waves.
I feel it on a play, but then I don't feel it for the next 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel it on a play.
And then he'll break 3 tackles and get a 30-yard run, and then he'll get a handful of 2-yard runs or 1-yard runs.
Yeah, I don't know. I almost wonder if he'd be better suited as a committee running back than a focal point running back.
Which I thought they were going to do more this year. I thought Madison was going to get way more touches.
Yeah.
They paid Cook.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I think Hall's in a good spot. I don't know. I think the top 10, I think with Cook, I think he could slide out of the top 10.
See, I think he's the highest variable because he could slip out of the top 10. I could also understand somebody putting him top 4.
Yeah. He's anywhere between 4 and 12.
He's the most.
He's confuddling.
He's who I was debating on. So go back to the Eckler one. The 2 in my mind were Eckler and Cook. And I went with the safer option of Eckler versus Cook's variance.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 I would flip. I'd put them back to back. I wouldn't necessarily flip them, but I'd put them back to back.
Eckler is more valuable to the Chargers than Cook is to the Vikings.
Oh, hands down, 100%.
So for me, that would keep Eckler where he's at compared to where Cook is in terms of difference maker. Like if Cook was on, like we did the quarterback swap. If you swapped Eckler and Cook, which team gets significantly better? I think it's the Vikings.
I don't know that it's significantly, but I think they get better.
Well, I mean, do you think Cook would drop the Chargers?
I think it would drop, but I don't think it would drop. They have very similar skill sets, so I don't know that it would like drop it a ton.
And then Eckler's a better receiver out of the backfield, but I think Cook's a better runner between the tackles.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do think the Vikings get better than the Chargers would if they flop because of the style of play the Vikings implement.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dalvin Cook is the better athlete. Austin Eckler is the better football player.
The football playing Jesse
is how I would rate him. As Dalvin Cook is one of the better athletes at running back in the league. If we're going just athlete, he's probably number 2. Behind Saquon, he's probably number 2. But
Saquon. It's Saquon Barkley.
But if you gave Eckler freaking Dalvin's freaking athleticism, he might be the best.
Shoot, he might be the best running back in the league at that point.
Yeah.
If we round out our last picks, Harris, Walker, Jacobs, did we miss anybody? Pierce was mentioned. That he's a good one. Maybe.
Aaron Jones is somebody that I would like to put up there.
Jones was a guy on my mind. Pierce, I don't know if should be necessarily in the top 12. I think he's definitely a brink guy. He's probably right in that 13 range, maybe 12 range.
I
didn't draft him, but I like DeAndre Swift.
Very good running back.
I don't even know if Detroit likes him, so I don't know how much I can like him. Ramondre Stevenson would be somebody that I would be flirting with top 15, not flirting with top 12.
Do we have Mixon in there?
No.
Nope, that's somebody we forgot.
There's a miss. Mixon should definitely be in a top 12.
He should be in the top 8.
But that's another one that you said you're not sure that the Lions want. Like Swift, but are we sure that the Bengals like Mixon?
They just paid him last year.
I think the matter of them liking him or not has nothing to do with his football playing abilities. I think it's all the stuff that's been going on off the field lately.
Yeah,
all the off the field stuff and that.
Oh, where you guys at in Kamara?
That's somebody we forgot.
I don't. He's probably not going to play next year.
I don't know if I think he would be towards the bottom of that list if he's added in there.
Kamara, I would say
the talent is so high though; it's crazy.
Skill wise, he's top 6.
Right. But production wise, recently,
interchange him with Dalvin Cook. Like they are similar skill set. As far as talent goes, that's what they are.
I just want to say, someone who we don't have on this list has the most rushing yards out of everyone on this list. Or most total yards out of everyone on this list. Ezekiel Elliott.
Watched.
Still has the most yards.
Watched. That's fine.
I'm trying to see if there's any. Now, what about are you guys still Najee Harris? You guys still high on after this past season?
Najee, no.
I'm not as high on him anymore.
I personally like him. So
going into this last season, I definitely had him like an 8 to 10 type of running back, but I think now he's more of a 15, 16 type of guy, middle of the pack.
Prior to last, I had Javonte above him.
I had Javonte a top 7 running back after last season.
I personally I like Harris, but you have to look at everything that the Steelers went through last year.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
I like him. He's probably gonna have a bust. He's probably gonna bust out now, but like bust in terms of a negative way, not in a positive way.
Can we all agree that if Javonte Williams stayed healthy all year, he's definitely on this list?
No.
Why?
Because I can't agree to that.
Fucking agree to it.
You know why I can't agree to it? You started the sentence with if. He didn't stay healthy, so it's hard to.
Well, only Sith still in absolutes.
If he stayed healthy, I probably would have swapped him out with Walker. So I would say yes. But I don't think I'd put him above anybody I picked other than Walker.
Would you put him above anybody else that was picked?
Who was your last round pick?
Harris.
I'd have him above Harris.
You'd have him.
I have him above Harris right now. Injured.
Who was your pick before Harris? I wouldn't have him above Josh Jacobs.
I had Pollard.
I'd have him above Pollard.
I think Jacobs should have been higher on our list.
Best ability is availability. So.
Yep.
And we have a special request.
Been there? And that is not a fun time.
I bet it probably tasted like strawberries and cream.
Definitely did not. Definitely would not have.
We didn't have any left.
Sorry.
I don't. For going off the cusp, I think we did pretty good. Mixon, miss, sure.
Kamara, miss.
Kamara, well, he might miss the season.
I would have put both those guys above my last 2 picks.
Kamara to me is like a Watson. Like nobody wanted to touch it. Like he's had 2 altercations in Vegas now, the past 2 seasons, involving fights and bars. Like
yeah,
he's the NFL job.
I have less issues with fights than what Watson was doing.
I agree.
Yeah, nobody here is disagreeing with that.
But you can't just walk around and punch people in the face either.
Some people.
I don't know, man. In Texas, if you declare mutual combat, you can.
Well, it happened in Vegas, and what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas.
Hey, you know what? You know what? The Raiders and Saints might as well trade Jacobs for Kamara. Kamara clearly likes being in Vegas. I'm sure Jacobs wouldn't mind getting back over with his buddy Carr. Done deal. Lock it in. Sign it.
And then trade Michael Thomas for Devontae and just reunite the trios.
Might as well.
You
might as well.
Who says no? I got nothing else. You guys got anything?
Asta.